I can't unsee it. You know, once you're doing it, everywhere I go, I see dirty windows.
We're the same way with tint.
Yep.
Like, I go to a restaurant and it's tinted and I'm sitting in the lobby. I'm like tapping, like, look at how bad this tint is. My wife's like, I don't care. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Born to Tint Podcast. I'm Ricky. I'm glad to be here with my big brother, Josh. How's it going, everyone? Today, we had a really fun conversation with local entrepreneur Micah with Shine of South Las Vegas. We have a lot in common. Our industries are very kind of in touch with each other. They do window cleaning, turf protection, or we do turf protection. They do turf cleaning. That was part of the conversation. Check it out. In general, whatever you want to talk about. I try to just make it a conversation, man. It's not really too planned out.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, and being that you do something that we have contemplated adding to our business back and forth over the last couple of years. And
which part?
Oh, you're a window
cleaning.
Okay. Yeah, see, I really came into this knowing nothing. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, this is gonna be fun. Yeah.
We do a lot of things. Windows core of Shine, but we wash everything exterior. So solar panels, roofs, buildings, houses, commercial, concrete pavers, everything outside.
Yeah, that's
and
fun.
then turf. Yeah. We also do lighting. We do permanent house lighting and Christmas lighting.
Oh, nice. That's a good. Permanent lighting might be another question, or at least something I have you come out for. I know the turf for a certainty. When I was flipping through your guys' Instagram, I saw the turf and I was like, perfect. We just recently got a little blow up that holds water and stuff, and so you've seen my dog. Didn't realize how much the turf actually, unfortunately, does smell like piss until water got on it. And then it was like, all right, let's go ahead and let's get a quote to get our turf cleaned.
Yeah.
And then I saw the solar panels, when I saw that, I can see my neighbor's solar panels from my backyard and I see how dirty theirs are. And I haven't even looked at mine. I'm assuming mine are actually probably pretty dirty too.
Likely.
Yeah. So, and I know that's obviously going to hurt how much energy they can consume. So I want to get that taken care of. Yeah. So,
nice.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing all of that? Or did it start with window cleaning? How did it? What?
So Shine's a franchise. It's out of Michigan.
Okay.
It's about 17, 18 years old. But Chris, the founder of Shine, started cleaning windows in college.
Nice.
And went through many kid iterations. They got married and then had 3 kids and started a nonprofit, went to Uganda, adopted a few more kids there.
Dang.
Came home. Before he left, he called up his VP and said, Michelle and I are going to Uganda tomorrow. When we get back, we're going to do missionary work. When we get back, we don't know what it's going to be, but we want you to figure out how to make Shine into a franchise. There's $6,000 in the bank. Good luck. And I hung up the phone on him. and Matt's got a doctorate in business. And went to work and reinvented Shine as a franchise model.
Let's move.
Yeah, you can just move it. You can move it wherever you need it. Just bring it a little bit closer. Keep it like a fist.
Yeah. So Matt reinvented Shine as a franchise model. And what they did is they built out a pretty large territory in the Grand Rapids area from the coast into Grand Rapids and Holland, which is right on the coast of the lake. And then they split it and they sold them off to operators, and they've been doing that to get it up and going. Now they just got people like me who are willing to drop a bunch of money and pray that we can pull something together.
How long have you been running yours?
So we opened the public March of last year, 2025.
Okay.
And this whole process started for me. I filed my corporation in October 2024, and this whole inquiry started about a year before that. I was working a job and just needed something that I was back in control of my life, my time, my money. So
what were you doing?
So I spent 2.5 years in a sales capacity for Holland America Cruise Line.
Okay.
And then before that, I had a digital marketing agency for about 20 years.
Those two skills come in handy for online business, marketing and sales.
Yeah.
It's kind of the lifeblood.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. My hands are a little tied because I'm in a brand and a franchise. So there's things I can and can't do, which is challenging. So I have to play within their design. But in the same regard, I wanted something that when I built it and established the name here, it wasn't just me. There was a much bigger machine beyond that.
Yeah.
So it would be more sellable.
Yeah, you've already got the processes in place. And So all of the services you do are part of the franchise package? That's
everything, but turf cleaning is something I'm really pioneering for the brand. Most of the franchisees are East Coast, east of the Rockies.
Not
and
much turf.
so pressure washing is the biggest driver for them. You call us out, East Coast, my roof is growing moss. It's turned green. It's got whatever growing on it. Come fix that. But we're going to go up on your roof, wash your roof. Where does all that go? Right down the sides of your house. So now we got to wash your house. By the way, we got to clean your windows. We're there. Might as well clean your screens and tracks while we're at it. So window cleaning is really a large upsell out of the pressure washing East Coast, but we don't have the kind of pressure washing here. We don't grow. We paint our houses dirt color.
Yeah.
So if you run the hose on your house, you'll see how much dirt comes down.
Yeah.
But if you don't, you just don't even know. Your car is clean and then the rain comes and it dries dirty. It's just a whole different environment here.
Yeah.
So turf is something I added about 3 months ago, and I've already got 4 customers on regular service, and I'm like, okay, this is good because it gives me an opportunity for recurring revenue. It gives me an easier into your house. It's a pain point.
Yeah.
Solar panels a pain point, but it's largely out of sight, out of mind. But you go in your backyard, you're like, oh, I paid 10, 15 grand for my turf, and now it smells like a cat box.
Yep.
Right? And you're like, oh, I don't want to be back there. Oh, the barbecue is season, but I have a yearly 4th of July barbecue, but I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
I don't want my family, my friends to have to endure a litter box in my backyard. And that's what we're coming out and addressing. And it's been effective for the most part. It's possible that it's so overgone, the peas in the aggregate below the turf, not much you can do. At that point, it's shot. You got years and years of it. You got to dig up the turf. You got to dig up all the aggregate, replace 3, 4, 5 inches of rock and sand and whatever aggregate below the turf to fix the problem. So if you've got dogs and you've got newer turf, it's definitely something you want to get on and stay on top of it. And then almost every single house I go into, they tell me the same thing. Oh, I spray product. And I see the bottle, Simple Green makes stuff. You can buy at Home Depot or any of the stores. There's plenty of product online. But it's not as much as product as it is application.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You give me a roll of tint, I'll get it on.
Yeah.
But it ain't going to look right. Yep. Yeah, it's not gonna look right. It's not gonna look what you guys do with tint. If I put a squeegee in your hand, window's not gonna look like it does when I'm done with it.
Yeah, no, there are plenty I'd say there's a lot of aspects that even running our business when it comes to we have a marketing agency. The reason why I have a marketing agency is, could I run my Google ads and my Meta? Sure.
Yeah.
But I don't want to learn how to do it. I don't have the time to soak into learning how to operate that the proper way.
Yeah.
And there are numerous things within our business. It's we could do it. The tools are available for us to do it, but it's not going to be executed the way a professional is going to do it, the way
100%.
Someone actually has processes down and is actually dialing it in and doing it over and over again. It makes a big difference.
The Google control panels, I for my digital agency, we offer that. So I have an MCC account, like a master account that I can build campaigns and stuff under. It's complicated.
Yeah.
None of the interfaces are easy or simple, and there's so many mechanics and different ways you can build it. Why try and do it yourself?
Well,
and then they update it.
Yeah, and it changes constantly. So it's no, I don't need to put that hat on.
Control panel changes, they move things around.
Algorithm changes.
Algorithm changes.
Yeah.
You can't stay on top of it. I've been building websites since '95, so I have a large background in that. And it was always about, SEO was all, what can I do on my web page to make it rank better in Google? But that's all going to go bankrupt. Give it 3 to 6 months, and that trick is gone because the algorithms are constantly changing. And they really want to understand who's real, who's authoritative, who is going to be the best match to put in front of that person that's consuming the content.
Yeah.
The algorithms, and it's always tweaking. So it's best just to have an expert do what they do.
Yep.
Do you guys do, I know it's a franchise model. Is there social media presence happening with that? Or
There is. So part of my monthly fees goes to marketing, and they do some social. We get social suggestions every week and some content, and it's really great because we get some great videos and stuff that I not capturing here, But then the stuff we're capturing here is Vegas. The stuff that they're providing is East Coast. So you got big bushy trees and lawns and houses with high peaks that have siding and scream not Vegas.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the tricky part. So we're trying to capture as much as we can and feed the beast as much as we can. But they do a pretty good job with that. And then they use a system called Kubricks, which is a lot of our marketing automation home office does. And that talks to my CRM and will e-blast to that CRM body, but it does it to every location, about 80 territories. So that email stuff they're putting together is going out automated.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
yeah. So there's it's symbiotic what they're doing, and then we're building as much as we can because their stuff is great, but my stuff screams Vegas, and we get comments like, "Well, that's obviously not Las Vegas." You had to hire a new marketing agency.
Thank you for your comment. Please keep commenting, keep the engagement going. Obviously, it's not Vegas, but at least it gives you consistency.
Yeah.
To where something is going out no matter what. And then, then you get to backfill it in with your Vegas content to where now you're getting double the amount of content going out.
100%. You can't feed the beast too much the way it is. Just there's enough consumption, there's enough people, there's enough. And what I've learned, not understanding going into this business, what I've learned is we do the kind of work people love to watch.
Yeah.
Like, would take a 30-minute video of me on a roof cleaning solar panels, speed it up to 30 seconds a minute. And you're like, people are like, oh yeah, that's the coolest thing, you know? Yeah. And then same thing with just squeegeeing and then pressure washing. East Coast has it better on the pressure washing because you take a green driveway and turn it concrete color again. We don't get to do that. But I eat through rubber marks and that stuff is visual. So try and capture that type of stuff.
Yeah, I've got caught in some YouTube loops of watching the mold getting pressure washed off a roof.
Right.
The squeegeeing one's crazy because we've had some from like competitions we've gone to and stuff that is literally one of them at tinter battles was just who could squeegee the window the fastest to clean it before tinting it. And some of those videos went crazy. So it's weird the stuff people like to engage with. So like you said, you can't feed the beast enough because you don't even know what's going to pop.
You don't. It's I call it throwing blind darts. Yeah. Throw a bunch of darts, see what sticks. Yeah. And then learn what you can. There's an interview back in the day with Weird Al Yankovic was talking about how he uses his social media. So in the early days, he couldn't get on MTV and he built relationship with the executives at MTV and they started feeding him silly ideas. Well, if you do this parody, we'll put it on TV. So now he's parodying everybody, Michael Jackson, you name it. And, but today he generates a ton of ideas and content and he just puts it out on social media. And that's what is engaged, what gets shared, what gets comment. And then that tells him what to play at his live shows. And so he makes his money on his ticket sales and he's playing the music, the live shows that people are engaging in real time. So every show is different. Every show is unique because what people want to see today is different than what they wanted to see a week ago.
And city A versus city B. Yeah, that's smart. I mean, that's really what it is. The organic content is the live test that's going on. What worked, what didn't work, and now you know what the next ads should look like.
Well, especially for someone like him too. He can literally what he's putting out, look inside that market, what's hitting in that market that I'm going to play in. All right, here's my set list. Let me pick this. That's smart.
Yeah, I mean that applies to us too. Like you said, Vegas is different than the East Coast.
He doesn't have like this is the paramount music. You take any major band. I'm a metal guy, so you take like an Iron Maiden. You're like, I want to hear this and this and this and this was the fans' favorite song. He's like, every city's different, every show's different. You never know what he's going to do, and it's always unique. And but it's driven heavily by the social media. What is relevant today?
That's So how's the last year or so gone for you?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know our patterns here, so it's totally different. Last year we opened up March, April, half of May. We were crazy busy, like right out of the gate, crazy busy. This year I expected March. I was looking forward to March. January, February were slow. March, I'm like, spring cleaning is coming. Going to be crazy busy for the next 2.5, 3 months. And then March was dead. Yeah. I think I did like 5 customers in March. It was scary. And then April started picking back up. But since May, we've been crazy busy and we're doing multiple jobs a day, every day. And I pray it stays like that forever, but I don't know the buying patterns, and it's been a strange year. Obviously, you know, we're going to war and gas prices are going up, and window cleaning is just one of those things that is not necessary for most people. So unless you're a clean freak or you're getting letters from your HOA, it seems like spring cleaning just didn't happen this year, but now it's happening during the summer, and I'm thankful to be busy now.
Yeah.
But it's been a learning experience for the last year and a half for sure.
I would say, if anything, last year was an outlier because we kind of had the same thing. Last year, our March and then our April was absolutely crazy. The beginning of this year, our January, especially for our industry, the first quarter was extremely slow.
Yeah.
It was, and then our April too. Our April, comparing this April to last April, and our last April, we almost set like a company record.
No, we did. That was our biggest month ever.
Second biggest. I've looked. But still, for April, It was the best April we've had in our company's history. It was banana crazy, like just absolutely crazy. But how everything has been slowly increasing this year, it's like trending back to what it kind of was.
Yeah.
Like we've always slowly gotten busier into this time. And like last year, is the funny thing too, is April was crazy, and then going to June, we were still busy, but not as busy as we thought we were going to be because April was so crazy.
Yeah.
So it kind of like we had like a mild like heat of the summer, but the spring was absolutely nuts. So what I feel like, I mean, even this morning, I woke up this morning, went outside. It's beautiful out right now.
Gorgeous.
For Vegas to be that technically cold, when for most people it's
97 and it's cold.
Yeah, it's the weather has been like, we haven't had a hot summer, and I'm hoping that just means obviously it builds up to it being hot, and then it just stays hot later. And it's just like we're gonna have a weird year this year, or it's just gonna be a longer lasting summer this year.
Yeah.
But definitely, I would say the same things happened in our industry. We had a very slow first quarter. It's picked up in the second quarter, and I'm just hoping that it continues that momentum into the third, and then throughout the rest of the summer, leading into August and September, it just keeps kind of growing. And then around September, end of September is usually when we start peaking down a little bit.
Right.
Starts getting a little cooler. Hopefully it just stays hot in September and then we won't have to worry about it. But
September, maybe in October again.
Ours is I think probably a little bit more predictable, just because the weather is such a strong correlation for us.
Yeah.
The heat drives activity when it comes to window tint. Like, there's no doubt. I've had AI run analysis on it now, and the correlation is so strong. People think about window tint when it's hot out, whether it's for the car or the home.
Yeah,
that's when they think about it.
When you get in your car, it's 165 degrees. You're like, I got to tint my windows.
Yeah.
Or you got a house where you just got to paint the windows that get the sun, the afternoon sun, and putting that barrier up. A lot of people go to the solar screens, heavy solar screens, and that's fine. But tint, you can see out.
Clearly.
Windows can still clean. Solar screens get dirty. They get ugly.
Yeah.
And they just they just make your house darker, much darker. And
you got drill into the stucco. There's a bunch of downsides to it. It's effective, but tint's definitely better.
They're hard to get down for cleaning windows.
Well, and then get them back in the same spot again too. I mean, a lot of them get warped out, and it's the big thing that how they used to, I guess, go against us was like, well, they're attacking from surface one, so their heat rejection is relatively really good, but the warranty is going to be, I don't know what the warranties are now, but if you're looking for one that has a high warranty and extreme high heat rejection, you're pretty much putting almost a completely blocked out sheet on your windows.
Pretty much.
Now you're not seeing out. Thankfully, our industry, at least like one of our main manufacturers we buy from, SolarGuard, they project everything off the European market because the company that owns them is Saint-Gobain. Saint-Gobain is based out of Europe, and their glass is about 5 years ahead of us. And what they're doing right now with all their coatings is starting to work their coatings to where they're all on the interior surface, on surface 4, to where they've been putting a bunch of money on exterior films. So now when it comes to like, well, no, our screens hold out more heat. It's like, no, now we have films that go on the outside. They have a 10-year warranty. You can see out of them perfectly, and you just have to get your windows clean. You don't have to take down a screen, clean the window, put the screen back up, and then everyone goes, oh, well, you don't have to do that. Every 3 to 6 months, clean your screens. Anyone who says that either hasn't had screens or doesn't live in Vegas. We give it 2 months. 2 months, they're going to look dusty and dirty because it's just dusty out here.
On your window cleaning, what's your what kind of model do you have? Is there a lot of recurring where they just set up coming out every 90 days, or
I have a few that are on quarterlies.
Okay.
Most of our customers, I have yet to crack that. Most of our customers are a yearly. Based upon, we did them last year. We're back on the phone engaging them. And a lot of what we're doing right now is rebooking things we did last year. So getting people to commit to any sort of schedule has been challenging. Most people have committed to or said, I want quarterly. It hasn't panned out. A couple of them do 1 or 2 times. Now it's radio silence. So whatever they got going on. We had a guy that committed quarterly, but he's got a house up in Utah. So we call him up. Well, I'm up in Utah for the summer. There's no point in cleaning the windows. So what do you want? What do you want quarterly? It's why I developed turf cleaning as a product, because it's my best shot at reoccurring service, because the dogs don't stop peeing, the smell doesn't stop smelling. You've lost the usage of your backyard, and we're in Vegas, so you got 9-10 months a year you can use your pool in your backyard. And now if I'm on your property dealing with that and I'm effective, the smell's gone, you've got your backyard. You need your windows clean, you need your solar panels clean, your house clean, your outside surfaces cleaned. Why look anywhere else? You've got a trusted source that's already producing for you. So I feel like that's my best in to get in regularly. But in reality, your windows in this town are going to get really dirty. And if you're sensitive to it, probably no more than every 6 months, or really quarterly is the best thing you do. Most houses we go in new have not been clean. I was at a gentleman's house the other day. Funny enough, he has a sign shop, and really nice guys in one of my networking groups, in my B&I group. He did window cleaning in college to pay for the bills. Now he's got a big, very successful business, and he doesn't clean windows. He's got a gorgeous house, got a lot of windows, a lot of windows, and they are horribly dirty. He's like, I've been in the house almost 7 years. They've never been professionally cleaned. So when it's that caked on, it's that dried on, it's not a matter of just coming out and putting some Dawn soap on a scrubby and squeegeeing it. I got to go out there with steel wool. I got to go out with a walnut pad. We got to wet it. We got to scrub it every square inch. So now instead of being on a window for 2 minutes, I'm on a window potentially for 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 minutes to get them really, really clean and proper. And when I go through all that work, like a deep clean, I'm that much more interested in getting you on some sort of committed regular schedule. At least once a year, I'm not going to need to do that heavy deep cleaning, because 1 year is going to bake on like that. But you got 10, 15, 20 years of dirt caked on, good luck getting it off. It's hard to get off.
Yes. Yeah. Without a doubt it is.
Yeah. And hard to get off without damaging the windows. That's the other thing, is we don't want to scratch the windows and make them worse.
Yeah. No, that's where the builders screw up the most. They have their cleaning teams come in, and they usually they'll put blade to the window, which you can blade windows, but you have to know the certain signs of, all right, stop blading the window right now.
You can't blade on tempered glass. You're not supposed to.
Well, yeah, it depends on the side of the window too. So we come across that for tint, and there's a dirty side of the glass, and then there's a smooth side. So one of the sides is going to have a tough texture to it.
Yeah.
And when you put a blade on it, you can hear, it sounds like you're going over sand, and it's like, this has to be scrubbed.
Little micro bubbles. Yep. You can't see them with the human eye. You got a microscope out, but the blade can see it. And as soon as you hit that, it's going to scratch and chip. So when you are talking just normal run-of-the-mill house, which most of us live in, it's not tempered glass, but you go anywhere up in the hillside in Henderson, Dragon Ridge, McDonald Highlands, you go up in the Summit in Summerlin, every one of those houses pretty much has got crazy expensive tempered glass. It's funny you should speak about the construction side of things, because I'm shocked. I go into these $5-10 million houses and the glass is scratched. Brand new houses and the glass is scratched. I don't know if they're driving down the street not protecting them, or are they just not handling them properly? It's crazy.
It's new. It's like the last 7 years or so. Because we inspect the glass, and if we find stuff like that, we point it out to the customer, and we go on new builds all the time. And it really wasn't a thing until the last 6 or 7 years. And now we find it all the time.
Every house.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Like, I just got my $5 million custom bespoke home. And I'm like, this is insane. You need to call the contractor and have them make this right.
I chalk that up to is they're built because of how many homes they are building or were building. They're building them so fast, and they don't have people that know what they're doing cleaning the windows. They just have a cleaning company come in. It's a general just cleaning company, clean the inside, wiping down stuff, and then yes, they're just throwing a blade on everything. And as soon as you hear that, because that can happen on the inside interior too. When we're tinting, like my guys know, as soon as they put a blade to most of the time sliders or French doors, as soon as they hear that sandpaper, and instantly stop. They grab the customer, let them know, like, hey, do you hear this? I'll do like in a corner and do it enough to where they're not going to scratch the window. Explain to them what that is, and then we tell them, like, we're going straight to scrubbing. Like, we cannot scrape this window. If we scrape this window, it's going to scratch. If we do see scratches, especially if it's a new build, it's instantly go grab the customer. Hey, we're about to do this window. I just want to show you this right here. These are some just micro scratches on the surface of the window itself. This is, tell them what it's caused by. And if it is a new build, we'll instruct them, depending how deep they are, we'll let them know, like, let's skip this window. You need to call your contractor. Right. And you need to tell them, like, hey, this needs to be replaced. There's already scratches in my window. It got noticed before it was ever touched. And majority of the time, unfortunately, the contractor will, well, if we can't see it from 10 feet away, it doesn't count. And it's like, okay, well, I'm not standing 10 feet away from my windows at all times. Like when I purchased my house in 2018, it's like as I was walking up to the front door with my walkthrough, I already noticed the window to the right. I was like, oh, well, you're going to replace that one. Like 12-inch scratch in the middle of the window. And I walked in, I have a set of sliders that I can see as soon as I walked in my front door, and instantly the glare was hitting them and they were just destroyed. And I was like, well, you guys are replacing all those, because like I ain't going to tint my windows. I know as soon as I tint them, warranty's gone. And you guys are going to tell me to pound sand. So go ahead and replace all those. And they say they didn't like me too much. I was like, just let you know, I'm going to inspect the living hell out of my glass because I know I'm tinting my glass. And unfortunately, I see everything in glass. It's just what I do for a living. You're
sensitive. A lot of people don't know, but if you're... Before I got into this business, I never saw a dirty window. I didn't sit down for lunch at a restaurant and see fingerprints and handprints. And this is funny. My crew leader last year, he said to me, he goes, like, I'm tainted. He goes, I can't unsee it. You know, once you're doing it, everywhere I go, I see dirty windows.
We're the same way with tint. Like I go to a restaurant and it's tinted and I'm sitting in the lobby. I'm like tapping, like, look at how bad this tint is. My wife's like, I don't care.
Yesterday I was I live in Inspirata, and there was a gathering of like Ferraris. Like there's there's like a small little cafe in the middle of Inspirata, and like the owner of it, he has a Ferrari, which I am going to be going by there again with a business card because I didn't have any on me. As soon as they all pulled up, the first thing I'm doing is I'm walking around. I'm looking at the windows and I'm looking at the paint. So I'm looking at the paint. I'm seeing if any of them have paint protection on them. Majority of them did, except for his. That's why I'm definitely going to him. Right. And that's exactly like all I was looking at. Like everyone's looking at the cars. This car's so cool. I'm looking at the paint protection on it. I'm like, man, they did a good job. I can barely see it. They wrapped all the edges. I'm looking at the tint. Some of the windshields looked very spotty with a bunch of dirt in them. But it's like the things that, like, unfortunately, my eyes go to now, especially like at restaurants, houses. Instantly, my eyes are on the windows. And I'm just like, yeah, good job. Or damn, this looks hammered. This is not good.
Like you said, you can't unsee it.
No,
it's a filter that's there now.
It's right on that way with like concrete and pavers and solar panels right down the street. I had 2 blocks over the other day. Corner house neighbors got a crew up top of the roof cleaning solar panels, and I'm like, why don't you hire me? Like, obviously I don't know, but I got my shine cars in my driveway, 90% of the time. I think I had to go just knock on their door and be like, let me come to your solar panels next time. But you turn the corner, you see the bird poop, and instantly I'm like, oh, there's the birds moved in. There's no bird mesh. The birds probably moved in. It's a big mess. I don't do remediation, but I got teams that do, that's all bio waste, and you got to collect it and take it and dispose it. It's a whole different ballgame. But if you got some bird poop on your solar panels, no problem. We'll get that off. But I can't unsee it.
Do you do the bird mesh, or do you just have someone
I got a couple of different companies I refer people to. Roof work is tricky because you have a lot of OSHA regulations and tying off and harnessing, and there's just no place to harness on our roofs.
No.
And I'm not a roofer, so really, like, I gotta de-install tiles to screw brackets in, and so I'm very resistant to put team on the roof. Me as a business owner, I got a little more flexibility in what I do and what I risk.
Do you clean them like pull fed or? Okay.
Deionized water. So we got 3-stage filter, clean water on the fly. Our water in Vegas, we all know it's dirty. I got a set of plastic cups, tumblers my wife and I use, and like the top inch of them are all white. Like, we need to throw these things away. The water's horrible. But if you test the water out of the tap, you're looking around 450 parts per million. We clean that out to 0 and verify it. We've got a big job we're doing for a big Cushman Wakefield apartment complex. We'll be there for 5 weeks. We'll burn through a set of filters in each of our carts every day. So I'm like probably close to $35 in filters every day of the week just to make our water usable for the clean water. You see it a lot more when you're doing windows. If the water is dirty, solar panels, people don't see that. If you're paying me to go on your roof, I'm going to do great work. I'm not going to do, junky work. So it's clean filters, clean water. And we're going to go up there and clean the panels till all the dirt's off and they're really nice and shiny and take before and after pictures. And of course I get some video because I got to, as we were saying earlier, feed the social beast.
Does the pole fed work out here on windows that aren't hammered, like the ones you said that have never been cleaned, or like if you're doing regular maintenance?
It does. The problem we run into is, in fact, I'm going out to this apartment complex we cleaned last week and I got to go re-clean windows. Their windows are vinyl. And you get a lot of oxidation on the vinyl, and the team didn't clean the top of the windows properly, get all the vinyl, get all the oxidation off. It'll come down like milky white until it's clean. So inevitably we had some drips come down and pulls the oxidation down. So you got white visible drips coming down the windows on the 3rd floor, 2nd floor. So it is a challenge. And then when you get in like commercial metal frame kind of windows or the more expensive residential stuff, like we were talking up in the mountains, they got the rubber seals and traps a lot of dirt, and it's really hard to get that dirt out. So I do very little pole work here. Most of our East Coast locations do a tremendous amount of pole work, but they don't have the kind of dirt we have in the sky here. So it's challenging. Almost everything I do with pole, we have to come back and touch up. So it's easier. It's more reliable to do scrubby squeegee, but 105, 110, even 190 degree weather, if the sun's on the windows, it's the solution will steam. Literally, you put solution on, it'll steam, and then you just got a bigger mess to clean up. So it's a battle doing windows here during the summer.
I wonder if the tack stop would be. We have there's someone in our industry. He just released a solution that you add to, for us, like our mounting solution is just water and soap.
Yeah,
so it's nothing special. So it's I would almost chalk it to the same thing if you're gonna scrub and clean a window.
Pretty much watered on soap.
Yeah. So he just released a product called Tack Stop to where, because we have that same issue if we're tinting interior, if we're in the sun, especially in the summer, it's either you have to work real fast, and if you are working that fast, you have to be a higher skilled installer to make sure it comes out still high quality.
Right.
And so it doesn't tack up on you. So he released something that you add to your slip solution to where it's like you can sit there and just move the window. It buys you like an extra 3 minutes. It doesn't let the water and everything dry up on you.
Wow.
I'm dying to know if that would be something that would be useful for you.
Yeah, possibly could be useful. If I could buy an extra 30 seconds.
Oh, it supposedly is going to buy 3 minutes of the slip drying on the window.
Yeah.
I have a sample bottle that he asked me to try it out, and it was like in the middle of winter last year. And I was like, I'm going to get to it. And unfortunately, shame on me, I didn't. But since he has went through his different iterations, it's now been released, and the people that have already put content out using it, one of them being a local shop out here, All Out Tint, he did a video where he put it on. He's sitting there just moving a window. It's in direct sunlight, and he's moving the tint all over the place. I'm like, I don't need to test it to know if it works. Like all the people that are putting their videos out, I trust all of them.
Sure.
I'm good friends with them, and I know they wouldn't put a video out without it actually working. So I know the stuff works.
Right.
So I'll show you after we get done here. I'll send you a link because then I'm dying to know if it actually does work in that sense. Because then I'm gonna let him know that because it gives him another market to advertise towards. Because
absolutely, the window cleaning industry is ginormous.
Yeah,
it's ginormous worldwide. So if you've got a product that nobody else has, there's probably a really good opportunity.
Yeah. Definitely. I'll show you.
And there isn't a lot of distributors like here in America. There's 2 different companies. One that I primarily buy from called Detroit Sponge. We got a national account with them. And then there's WCR, Window Cleaning Resources. They're probably the 2 biggest players. I don't know anybody else that sells window cleaning supplies. Uline sells some stuff, but if you want the real deal, then you're pretty much buying from one of those 2 companies here in America.
Yeah. How many employees do you have?
I got 1 full-time, I got 1 part-time, and I got a few people I contract with.
slowly building up then.
Yeah.
Well,
It's I carried 2 full-time guys last year for 9 months, and summer was tough. I had 2 full-time guys, 17 jobs over 3 months. Yeah. New business.
Yep.
You learn.
Yeah.
That's how we learn. So approaching things a little different this year. And if I can, get reliably busy, the goal is just to staff it. Thus the turf cleaning. And then in our newest product we have, it's got certified on a fantastic product called Omni RGB, permanent house lighting. It's maybe the best product in the marketplace. UL certified, which most of the products not Underwriter Laboratories. It's got dedicated circuitry to prevent house fires. It's the brightest in the marketplace, runs the longest. And I'm only one of 2 certified here in Vegas as an installer seller. So really excited for this holiday season. But I'll tell you that's a product I dream to, if I could do an install a day.
Yeah,
that would be pretty amazing.
Yeah, that is. I see more and more of those lights going up, and at least in only in my community, that especially last year, they're all up all over the place.
All over the place.
All over the place.
There's a lot of quality product, and then you got a big brand that sells through Costco, things like that. But none of it's UL certified, and none of it's designed to go up permanently. And good luck. Put a staple in the wrong place, your house is going to have a fire. Screw in the wrong place. And so it's high-end product. You do it right. It's high-end. It's not cheap, but it's permanent. And you're going to have it up there running reliably for 15, 20 years.
Yeah. No, well, you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
That's the biggest learning lesson. Like for us, we are without a doubt probably 3 times more than the closest person next to us for the most part. There's a couple guys that price right kind of in our range-ish, but we are one of the most expensive when it comes to flat glass. But you get what you pay for. Like when we show up at someone's house, like we're trying to solve their problem. I'm not just trying to sell you film.
That's right.
I can do that, but unfortunately that then hurts my industry.
Yeah.
So it's like from start to finish, we provide phenomenal customer service, high-end products with high-end installation. And then when it comes down to it, I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea.
No,
but
you're right.
The people that do use us, you can see in our reviews, they use us because of those aspects, is that we deliver on what we're going to say deliver on. And if it's something we can't solve, I'm going to tell you, like, I could sell you this product. Sure, it'll make me more money, but it's not going to do anything for you. Like, it's going to be a complete waste of your time. So if that person over there is saying that's what they're going to sell you, I'm letting you know, like, it's not going to solve the problem you've presented to us.
Right.
Do what you want with that information is what it is.
Yeah. I was clear from day one when I went this route. I'm not in business to be the cheapest at all. I'm hungry and I've been aggressive in some of my pricing to get some of the customers we have. But the reality is we're never going to be the cheapest. We're not in the market to be the cheapest. We want 5-star happy customers. We want to do thorough work. We guarantee our work. So the work I'm going out to redo today is because I had a green team and they didn't quite do it right. And I'm paying the bill to go back out there and redo stuff. That's just the shine guarantee. So we want to do amazing work and really service the customer. I've been out to homes where I've flown the drone and showed them pictures of their shiny solar panels, and like they don't need to be cleaned. I'd be happy to clean them, but why give me a bunch of money to get up on your roof and me risk my physical health and livelihood over something that doesn't have to be done? Doesn't make sense. And so I'd build that relationship with them. They'll get dirty eventually. This is Vegas.
Oh yeah.
I just had one Saturday that we're coming out and they already let us know they already had a competitor give them a bid. And they even gave us the price of the bid, which was shockingly low.
I wouldn't say shocking.
It was
I'm just saying, I know what you mean, but yeah.
It kills me to see people that are doing it for that, because it's like, if you only knew, like, but at the same time, you get what you pay for. When I go out to do the consultation, I was very upfront with them right up front. Like, hey, I've seen your other bid because you gave it to us. I'm not going to be anywhere near that price, but let me go over some stuff with you that I'm guessing they probably didn't go over. I tested the glass, show them what kind of glass they had, make sure, okay, these is the products that are actually going to achieve what you're trying to achieve. This was for heat rejection. The bid the other person gave was for the whole home. A bunch of the windows are north facing, are never going to get direct sunlight. Like, I can tell you right now, a way I can get closer is by only doing the windows that are going to achieve what you're asking for.
Yeah.
These windows that don't get direct sunlight do not need window film.
Mm-hmm.
We can separate those, and I can give you what the whole house would be if you really want to do it. But let's actually attack the ones that are east facing, west facing, and then south facing is kind of secondary. depending on if it's for heat rejection or glare or privacy or whatever it is. And, I expected them when I told them the price difference right off the bat, kind of in a general term. Maybe they were going to be like, all right, never mind. But they're like, all right. And they let me walk the whole house with them and separate it all out. And the feedback I got from them was like, I didn't mention any of that. They didn't leave samples. So it's like, I'm not here to be a commodity and just go try to be the cheapest price out there and just throw film on your window because you're asking for it. Like, we're actually here to solve the problem that you're asking for. And when a customer cares about those things, and they're gonna pay for it,
right?
They're gonna pay more than the other bid, because that person clearly didn't prioritize all of those things, having the quality guarantee, all of that stuff. That matters to a lot of people. Some people, they don't care at all. They're price shopping. They just want the cheapest thing, and
that's fine. Those are the ones that are never going to value what you provide anyways.
Yeah, they're not my customer. They're
not going to refer you. They're not going to be your champion. They're just get it done and they're gone.
And next time they need it, if they can find somebody to do it cheaper, that's who they're going to go with.
100%. So, yeah. Not in business for them.
No.
Not that I'm a no, but in reality, the best customers for me are ones that we landed this amazing gentleman, his little mini mansion. His guy's got money to his money to his money. Money is no object. Just give you an idea. When I was there a year and a half ago, the first time, he had 5 cars in his garage. We were back there in January. Every one of those 5 cars was gone. He has 5 new cars, right? And you're talking like, Aston Martin and, a G-Wagon, a tricked out BMW. There's nothing cheap. There's $1 million in cars sitting in that garage, and they're just gone. Whoop, new ones, right? But it's fascinating because this is how much the guy appreciates me. We were there last year, and I went to go get payment, and I said, Lucas, where's our customer? He said, he was in his bedroom getting ready. And I'm standing in his bedroom going, they're not here. Standing in his closet going, he's not here. I go out to the garage, car's gone. They left, didn't even tell us that they left. Literally just left. We're standing in his house, get access to everything. There's 3 of us working on site. That's how much they trust us. That is a customer that will be with me forever as long as I show up and I reliably deliver. That's all I got to do. Do those 2 things and they'll be with us forever because he trusts us in his home. And it's clear, I'm standing in his closet and he's not home. He trusts us. There's value to that.
Oh, absolutely. Those are the things that we preach the most, especially to like our team that goes out and does all the flat glasses. All the things that you need to hit before we even get to the point of putting film up is what's going to earn that trust, to where it's either they're going to walk into a different room and they're just like, you do your thing, or hey, I'm going to go to the store real quick. I'll be back. You guys want anything? Right. And they leave and they just leave you in the house and let you do your thing. And, you've already walked through how you present yourself on the sale, how my install team goes out there, presents themselves when they first introduce themselves, how they set up within the home, walk the job with the customer, go over every aspect of the job. By the time they even get to the point of laying any film, it's like you've already earned their trust. Like that's what we're going for, is letting them know like, hey, we are reliable. We are trustworthy. We are men of our word of what we're saying we're going to do. And instantly they're just like, hey, just let me know when you're done. I'm going to how long are you guys going to be here for? Okay, I'm going to be gone for the next couple of hours. We'll be back this time. If you need anything, let us know. Right. And it's like, if they're able to just walk out and leave you in their home, like you've earned their trust.
100%.
Don't lose it now. Just make sure you do everything the proper way. If you see something that looks like, could that be passable? Maybe. But if you're saying maybe, rip it off, redo it. The cost of that material for that one window is not worth the cost of losing that person's trust. It's just not worth it at all.
Yeah.
So it's, those are the best customers in the world. They're just like,
you can't buy that trust.
No.
You earn it. He was gracious enough. He and his wife were gracious enough to give us that. But I felt like every time we go out there, we earn it.
Yep.
The work I do today for him buys me my next job in 3 months from now from him.
Absolutely. Could not agree more.
You familiar with Alex Hormozy?
No.
Okay, so he's actually out here. That's actually came out of the new YouTube series. Did you see that yet, Rick?
Layla's or his?
No, his. His is Scale or Fail. He took like 10 businesses that they like pre-screened and qualified. And he's doing a dedicated episode for each of them. The first episode came out this weekend. It's really good. You should watch it. It's a mover in the San Diego Bay Area, and they go over the framework of this guy's whole business and they break down his offer. And one of the things they were talking about is the offer and pricing. And like the big thing for Alex talks about, like, I'd rather sell one customer that can afford $1 million than, 1,000 customers to get $1 million. And one of the things he talks about is quality and trust. And the price point for the moving in this episode was like, maybe $2,000 or $3,000 a move. And this guy's in the higher end, but everybody charges by the hour. And one of the comments Alex made was like, you're going to get to a point where you're only doing, like, when I moved, I don't even know what I paid. It was probably like $25,000, but they packed it up. I arrived at the new house. Everything was there unpacked. I didn't care what it cost. I just wanted to know it was somebody that was good, I could trust, and was going to get it done without costing any of my time. Yeah. And there's plenty of people out there like that.
There is.
That's the ideal avatar if you're really trying to make money in business. And there's plenty, especially in this town. It's all over the place.
Yes. We just cleaned up in Dragon Ridge. It's a 18,000 square foot house, and the guy wasn't even home. We were out there November, cleaned all of his windows, and he just rebooked us. He's got the biggest windows you've ever seen. He's got this atrium glass. It's curved. It's probably about 10 feet wide, and it sections up multiple floors, about 20, 25 feet tall. It's crazy. Yeah. But the birds can't see it. The birds keep flying into it at full speed.
So we've got a product. When this is over, we got to spend some time together because we've got a lot of cross-selling opportunities with each other for sure.
Yeah,
that's why we've been discussing.
You've got a solution. Pat wants it.
I mean, honestly, we could keep you pretty busy with our existing. Every one of our customers, when we go in a house, is like, "No, I got to get the outside of my windows cleaned."
Perfect. Right?
We've got a product now, bird strike film, that is literally goes on the outside of the windows. It is meant to drop the rate of bird strikes by over 80%.
Wow.
And it's being mandated on buildings in California right now over a certain size.
Wow.
Every commercial building in California is getting it mandated because they're so worried about saving the birds. But it's a real thing. It happens all the time.
It is. So it's about 20 feet up in the air. I'm standing on the ground and I see a circle halo, and then lines come out. And it's like the dust from the bird's feathers or whatever imprinted on the window. I'm looking at it going, I think there was a bird that did that.
Sometimes it's like you can see the texture in the feathers. You can see the expression on their face when they hit. Like you can see a beak. We've seen quite a few of them. Actually, our parents had one on their back window for the longest time that it looked like somebody put it there intentionally because you could tell it was like a bird's face.
Perfect wings. Yeah. Perfectly wide open.
This is the first time I had seen that. Yeah. And he had like 3 of them up on the wood. It was like, we're doing the best we can, but it keeps happening. Yeah, I'm definitely going to connect you guys because he's I think it's like flipping the house. He's not even like living in it. It's his 4th house. He was from Florida. He was living, I think, in the Veer Towers and sold his unit there and bought this thing and is renovating it. And I think it's his thing is just buying big homes and flipping them. And I think it's a hobby for him or something.
And the scary part for that is all it takes is one bird to actually hit that hard enough to crack that window.
Right.
And that is a very, very expensive fix.
Huge. Yeah. He'd be in for tens of thousands to fix that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. If you can even get it. Yep. Yeah. Custom made. I'm sure all that curved glass is totally custom.
Yeah. Even just flat glass right now, the price on it's insane, especially on those homes. Those are mostly like high-end Anderson windows, and the cost of a big window like that, when you look at getting it replaced right now, is insane. I've seen people get bids on their home to replace the windows just because they're old. It's an older home.
Yeah.
And it's not a crazy house, maybe 2,000-3,000 square feet. And the bid to replace the windows is 6 figures. It's like a whole new mortgage, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 6 figures for, wow.
Yeah.
And that's some high end.
So that goes back to our conversation earlier about the scratches on the glass. I think the reason why we've really seen it increase out here in the past, more than people damaging it, is the manufacturing. I think COVID, the supply chain shock that happened, we had some homes after that era, like that time frame, and right around that time frame, where we'd go on a new build, we'd discover damaged glass, identify it to the customer. They would have us not tint that window or windows. Sometimes it was multiple. And it would take the builder 6 months to get the window to replace it.
Wow.
Because there was such a supply chain shock. And I think that's just carried through, that it's hurt the quality of glass that's getting delivered. And then they want to close. And the majority of people aren't window tinters or cleaners. They're not looking.
Yeah.
And they know they can just get away with it, and we'll deal with it if we have to, the 10 or 20% of people that are actually going to notice it and say something.
Right.
Unfortunately, I think that's what's happening.
Well, yeah, there's a predominant neighborhood right now that's having that issue, and it feels like that's what's happening, is they're just trying to get the houses to close, but with how much the homes cost in there, it's going to take 1 or 2 people to notice, and then you're going to have a big problem. As soon as neighbors start talking to neighbors and then things start getting pointed out to each other, now you have a really big problem. I mean, and it's not, is it the Ridges? No, what's just south of the Ridges? It's Toll Brother Homes. I know it's Toll Brother. They replaced the window.
Something Canyon. Is that what you're talking about?
I think so. No, not Sky Canyon.
No,
it's just south of the Ridges. Is a neighborhood where there's Toll Brother Homes in there, where we have tinted one house, and then they replaced all the windows in the house just because it wasn't necessarily the glass; it was the molding that was holding the glass was failing, and the windows were falling and shattering.
I think it's the Canyons.
No, Canyons is up by Chris. That's different.
Well, it's something like that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
They're having they had a huge manufacturing, and then those homes were being stood up during COVID, and they've had to replace, at least in one section of the Grand Master community, they had to replace the windows in every single home completely through. Like, we tinted one, and then they had the windows replaced, and then they had us back out to retint them. They're like, well, this is going to happen again because they've already noticed again that they're already faulty windows, but we're not going to wait for them to come back through and replace everything again. We want the tint on now, and they're going to pay you to replace it again. And like, they have to, and it's so bad. Like, I mean, the windows in the house are gigantic. They're from floor to ceiling, 2 stories. And it's to a point where it's like, to replace the windows in the house, it's like they have to move the person out of the house, put them in a house, pack their whole house up, rip the glass out, put the glass in, re-clean the entire house, then move them back in. So it's costing Toll Brothers an obscene amount of money. And it's like at least that one section of that neighborhood, they had to replace all the glass in every single house because the problem got. And it's definitely manufacturing. It's rush manufacturing, or then just trying to find glass because they needed the glass to finish the homes. So they went with the subpar manufacturer, and unfortunately, it's now biting them in the ass.
Right.
And there's, it kind of is what it's like. It was a calculated risk on their part. Now, unfortunately, is a very big risk on them because now they're having to replace everything. They got sued, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
And they're just going to chalk it up to that. And thankfully, thankfully Toll Brothers is so big, they can take those kind of losses, especially because of how much money they're making here, at least in Vegas. The amount of homes they sold from like 2018 through COVID is like, they can't.
They probably turn around and file an insurance claim anyways. And
they can't put them up fast enough. Like, then that's the problem too, is they're putting them up so fast. There's so many damn problems because they are putting them up fast, but they rely on the fact that at least 80% of the people are just like, and they chalk it up to is what it is. And then the other 20%, they deal with them, and they, in my eyes, and at least because I only say this because I dealt with it when I bought my home, the framing and everything was great. All the finish work sucked. It took 3 years for them to finish my punch list, and I still wasn't happy. And they finally just kind of beat me into a point where I was just like, I don't care if you guys be at my home anymore. It's now so far along. These are things I'm going to replace anyway somewhere down the line. I just don't want your people in my home no more. I'm good. You're wasting my time.
I've run into a bunch of homes, and I think about in retrospect, they're probably COVID era built homes. 2 things I've seen a lot is terrible stucco work, stucco falling off, and you're seeing the underlayments behind it. And then a lot of stucco overspray on windows.
Destroys windows. And that's what scratched living hell out of my windows. And like I told him, I was like, you guys might want to let your cleaning crew know, if there's overspray on these windows, do not scrape these windows. All you're doing is rubbing rock straight in the glass.
Right.
You're just destroying this glass.
Yeah.
So it's like and they had to come through and redo my patio. And I warned them, which I wasn't going to, because I'd already tinted my windows too. I was hoping they kind of were going to scratch my windows. So then I was going to all right, well, now you have to replace my windows. And the film I have on those windows, only I sell that film. So here's your bill for me to retint them. But I just didn't want to deal with the back and forth bullshit. So I was just like, please cover my windows. I went over it with them 10 times, and they they made sure they sent out, I would say, their A crew to make sure it was done correctly. And I was like, thank you, because I still have time to argue with you guys.
Yeah.
Like I'm done with this. Like, I'm just sick of taking my time out of my day. And that's what they use against you. It's like, oh, we're going to fix it, but we need you here between these hours. And you're there and like, well, we're just here to inspect it. We'll set a time up to come out and actually fix it at this time. It's like, no, dude, I took this day off for you to fix this today. And now you're telling me you're going to come out 2 weeks from now to fix it? No. And it's just like, and they beat you down with it. And they end up technically winning because it's just like, I'm sick of dealing with this. I'm done. And they don't worry about the backlash of it. They just don't.
I get all the power.
I hear from customers all the time where I'll identify in the sales process while I'm out doing consultations, scratches in the glass. A lot of times, like the minor ones, the customer's just like, just tint over it. I don't want to deal with those guys. Like all the time.
Yep. Well,
yeah. They've already been out here for 6 months fixing this, that, and the other, and it's not getting fixed. And they're just like, nah, I'm not even going to worry about it.
We had a funny one 2 weeks ago. We were doing a post-construction cleanup on a El Pollo Loco. Actually, it was a Better Buzz Coffee out in Summerlin, just open. So I'm inside and we're cleaning the windows, and I noticed that they had just had a guy there like the day before putting clear film on the inside of the windows to protect them from, whatever. And they didn't clean the windows behind them. So they're literally putting film up, and behind it, there's just a haze of grease and nastiness. I've called the contractor over going, I can't clean that because it's covered in tint. Yeah. There's a lot of careless work out there. And people just, especially in that kind of construction world, that just, Vegas is fly by night, right? You get people coming in all over the place. I got skills, hire them, put them on the job. But attention to detail matters.
I say it all the time. It's typically, that's where you got these people that are pricing it extremely low. That doesn't make any sense. It's some people only care about getting a low price, but it's like cheap now is expensive later. That's it in everything. You eat cheap food all day and just eat off the dollar menu or processed food, bags of chips, like probably going to be an expensive healthcare bill later. Like it's in everything.
Yeah.
Cars, maintenance, like whatever it is. If you're cheap now with something, it's going to end up costing you later in some way, shape, or form. You're
probably going to come back later on and pay the full price for the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're like, I should have just done that the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of the guys that we're like mentoring and working with through Tint Lab, he just had a project where he was showing it on social media just like 2 days ago. Somebody else got the job to tint this commercial restaurant or something.
Napa Valley Auto Parts.
So a business. But he's showing the work that the other person did where it's curling off the windows. And it just like visually anybody could see that this looks bad.
Yeah.
So now he's out there charging them to remove and replace it. And now they're paying what they should have paid to begin with, plus the removal costs, plus what they paid the first person to jack it up.
If that is the job I'm thinking of, that is they put blackout film on windows with a wall behind it, so they don't want to see the wall behind it, and they're having glass burst on them. So,
no, it looked like it was reflective, but it just looked like a really bad install.
He came through. Well, he came through. If they had someone come in, and then he came through and told them like the only way to get that to stop happening, and which he called and confirmed with me, and which I agreed, was you have to put film on the outside. You have to reflect the heat out before it ever touches the blackout film. Don't got to worry about your glass bursting anymore. But whatever film you do put on the outside, it probably should look presentable and nice and not look like someone just licked and sticked and threw it up there. I was just like, it's good.
So he identified it needed to be exterior. Somebody else got the job and did exterior, not knowing what they were doing. Mm-hmm. And
yeah. So he came in confirming like, that was the right move, but whoever executed it did not do a good job. So we and him talked about it. He actually, if I'm not mistaken, he actually threw the removal of those two windows. They only did two of them. He threw that removal in for free and then gave him the bid about how much it was going to cost for him to tint the exterior. And from what it looked like, obviously they went through with that project.
So here's a question I have for you to know if you're aware of it being in the window cleaner, if you've come across it yet, that we are starting to apply a lot more film to the exterior of the windows. And especially in commercial settings, when it's done properly, well, that too. But when it's done properly on commercial windows, like even the high-end homes up in Dragoners and stuff, if it's a commercial window with the rubber gasket that actually pulls out and can go back in, we're pulling that out, cleaning the window, tinting it, putting the gasket back in, so you can't even see the edge of the films there.
Wow.
So when it's done really well, you might not even notice with some of these lighter heat rejection films we have that film's even on there.
No,
have you come
I
across
wasn't.
anything like that?
I have not.
Okay.
But that's really good to know, because the point I'm going to probably find out is the moment I put like a steel wool or something on it and then I mess it up.
Well, the fact
Now
that
I got to retint the window, which I don't want to do.
now, especially with when it comes to turf, if you're doing a lot of turf, because of how much turf is going in out here, we're having a huge problem with turf burn.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as an asset. So I see we did a house up in the View, 3-story townhouse, and they had on the 3rd floor one window with a blackout solar screen on it, and it was burning, melting the turf. So you got tint that can avoid that.
For most installs, yes. We have identified a couple of different variations of where windows are located, or how high up they are, or which way they are facing, that even with the film that we do have that has like a turf burn guarantee on it, we can't even recommend tint. It has to be a perforated screen. So
but it's still something we can do.
It's still something we can do. So no matter what, we have a solution. If the worst case scenario is, no matter what, we can solve it, but it ends up being a gray perforated screen, which if you have a very nice, not even say if you have a very nice house, if you have a home where you just dumped a bunch of money into your backyard, you want to see your backyard.
Yeah.
Screens in general don't look great looking out of. And most people do not like the way they look from the exterior.
When you say the perforated, you're talking like the vinyl perforated.
Yeah, like you see on
like I have on the back of my car with my Shine logo or something.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exact same thing.
We just pulled that stuff off of a realty office 2 months ago.
Right?
That was the worst day of my life.
I wonder how
we
long
can show you some tricks.
Six years old it had been on there.
Way too long.
It was. And funny is, anything that was black peeled right off. Anything that was white, it was brittle, and we
turned to powder.
All day with a plastic scraper. It was 2 of us for 8 hours each. It was horrible. Never again.
Yeah.
Not for the price I did it for, too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Most people don't charge enough. And then there's some really good tricks to make it a little bit more manageable. You do need to scrape it, but as long as you're using a stainless steel blade.
I used a plastic blade and a heat gun.
Yeah, I would have tested a corner to see if it's a smooth window, I'm getting a 6-inch triumph blade and I'm scraping that.
Yeah.
Or the 4-inch. The 4-inch stainless with a little bit more leverage works really, depending on what kind of shape it's in.
It depends what shape the vinyl's in itself. I mean, we've removed some perforated screen that had been on there for like a decade, and it comes off like powder.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
Our installers see something like that. I'm like, all right, well, we got a good job today, guys, but you're not going to like the first portion of it. Sorry, like it happens. And a lot of times we will charge accordingly. And when we do charge accordingly, we do pass that along to our guys. Like hey, you're not going to like this, but here's the good thing. You're going to get paid more. So
I thought we'd be out there for 2 hours.
We have definitely made that mistake in the past.
That's how you learn.
Yeah. And with us too, sometimes there's no way to know how bad it's going to be when it's film, because there's different types of film as far as the type of adhesive. So there's pressure sensitive adhesive on film. That's when you peel it, it's sticky glue and removal for the most part. Once the film is off, if you can get the film off in one piece, sometimes the film's so old it needs to be scraped. But if you can get the film off in one piece, it leaves the glue on the glass. That type of adhesive, when you wet it with soapy water and let it marinate a little bit.
Yeah.
When it scrapes off one nice clean pass into like a little booger of glue.
Nice.
Then there's CDA glue, which is chemical dry adhesive, which is nice when you're installing because it installs really clean because nothing sticks to it. So everything just kind of washes out. But once it bonds and dries to the glass, when it comes time to remove it, that same window, like if it's in pressure sensitive, we might be able to get it fully removed, ready to tint in 10 or 15 minutes. That same window in CDA might take 45 minutes to an hour.
Wow.
And when you're talking about 50 to 100 panes, it's like that could be a real big mess up on pricing.
Yeah.
No,
I think we did eight panes total, floor to ceiling, maybe about 10 feet wide. I think it was super glued on.
Vinyl's no fun, especially perf when the sun's destroyed.
Yeah, that's where anytime we do jobs like that, we'll let them know like this is how long your warranty is. This is how long I suggest you leave it on, and then we replace it. Because if you try to push it any further than this, it probably still going to look just fine. But when you go to replace it and you wait an extra year or two, where it's going to catch up with you is the removal cost.
Yeah.
Because now it went from something I can literally just pull off and do a moderate scrape to it, and it's going to be easy to put the new one on, to where I'm going to be stuck on. It's going to take me twice as long to remove it than it is to install it. So you feel like you're getting an extra year out of what you paid for, but you're going to pay for it in the long run. It's going to take me twice as long to remove it, and the price of removal just went up, almost doubled, because now it's taking me that long. And a lot of people push back on the removal. It's like, you got to think about, how much are you paying me to install the stuff?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to take me X amount of time. This is going to take me 2X that time. And it technically is still only half of what I'm charging. I know there's no product involved, but you got to understand the labor side of it. This is going to take my guys way longer to take off if we push it too far, But
and it's physically demanding, not fun work, up and down a ladder.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a happy crew.
No.
It's satisfying when you're done, though. And
it is. Yeah. Oh, man. At the end of that day, I took some pictures. I'm proud. The before and afters, the transformation was incredible. Just that I thought I'd be there for 2 hours. Yeah. There for 8. But hey, look, that was my mistake. So I didn't ask for more money. We just bucked it up and did what was right and ate it.
That's how you have to do it.
Yep.
When we're done with this, we need to link up. There's a lot of stuff we can kind of.
I think so.
We could help each other out on. You come across anything like that in the future, feel free. I'll get you my number. You hit me up.
I will.
We can go over it. But I definitely have some customers that need window cleaning. Probably, the turf cleaning too. We do turf protection installs pretty much daily at this point. That's how much of it we're doing. A lot of those customers have dogs and probably need to keep that turf
smell
clean.
It. There isn't a week that goes by where I'm not in somebody's yard doing windows, just thinking this turf is horrible.
For a lot of customers, that's the only reason they put it in. Is they need somewhere for their dog to go to the bathroom. So we could definitely.
I guess Henderson's got some laws in place that require turf to be a component in all new construction.
You
can't have grass.
Can't have.
And that's actually they can't have grass, but they're requiring turf. You can't just do only rock.
Yeah,
you have to have turf.
Yeah.
My storage facility that I park my van at is 99.9% rock, and they have this outside of the fence line near like the corner. They've got this patch of grass. It's like the patch of turf is maybe 8 feet by 5 feet. I'm like, well, I guess they got it past the Henderson laws, whatever, just a little piece of turf. But a lot of Nevada State University, the dorms there, they pulled out all the sand at their volleyball court, replaced it with turf.
The volleyball court?
The volleyball court. Yeah, they replaced it with turf. Backside of the New York, between their parking structure and the drive they have back there, they got a patch of turf back there for their dog-friendly customers who have to walk a mile to take their dog, but they got turf back there. It's really common. And then a lot of bigger apartment complexes will put in turf areas.
We've done
for
some
dogs.
recently. We've done some recently. We've bid a couple big ones. It's all over the place.
It's everywhere. Yeah. So it's stinky. I can probably make a difference for it.
Yeah.
Well, you'll definitely be hearing from me. Where can people find you online?
Shineinfo.com is the best place. You'll find a search, put Las Vegas. You'll get all my contact info.
Okay. What about your social?
Everything's under Shine of South Las Vegas. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everything's just at Shine of South Las Vegas. So search Shine of South Las Vegas, put it in Google, you'll find us. We're doing a lot of social, trying to feed the beast, as we say. So videos of us cleaning windows, cleaning turf, solar panel cleaning, pressure washing. If I'm on site doing any of the work, I'm 100% guaranteed getting videos. It's a little harder getting my team to get all the videos because they just don't want to do videos. They just want to work. But I'm capturing video. So Shine of South Las Vegas is our DBA, and that's you'll find us for everything.
Well, check them out, guys.
We really appreciate you taking some time out of the day to sit down and talk with us. We will definitely be talking after this. For me personally, like I said, I gotta get my turf clean, and let alone my solar panels because I saw my neighbors. I'm like, I'm pretty sure mine look like that.
I haven't cleaned mine in 3 years.
Yeah, they're due.
Yeah. And then also for like the bird strike or anything like that. And yeah, anytime you have any questions where you run across something that has film on it, don't hesitate to reach out to us.
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you in touch with my client with the bird problem.
Appreciate it. All right.
It's a common problem. He goes outside and there's dead birds and he's gonna clean them up. And if that's fixable, let's fix it.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys.
Appreciate it.
Until next time, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.